what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You want
Yo, I be jamming it. That's my song, man. That's my song. What's up, Mike?
Hello, Vince. Everybody's in Europe, live from Europe. Vincent Boggs, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, I'm rocking it here. I've been down to Munich, Passau, on the border of Austria. You know, just traveling around, running into Ukraine refugees. It's been pretty much a moment of just intense thankfulness of being an American to be able to talk to some of the refugees in the train station and just seeing all these kids just, you know, running from Ukraine, trying to find somewhere to live, somewhere to go, somewhere to reshape their lives. It's you know, it's heart-wrenching, but you realize how important it is. And that leads on to the next thing I'm going to say real quick, which is we're going to talk about the veterans that, hey, we go, there's a picture of the Ukraine, some kids that I met in the train station. You know, passed them, you know, few things, and we talked and we conversed. And I was getting ready to leave to catch my train. They said, "Hey, can we do a picture with you?" Hey, it was an honor. These two young men are trying to find their life. Their fathers and brothers are all in Ukraine, you know, fighting the cause, and they're traveling. Some kids are actually traveling solo, just to find to find somewhere a safe place to be. But hey, Mike, that's power right there, Mike. That's power.
Bam.
Yeah. All right. So before we get moving on, me and Mike started talking about a couple other different things. I want to talk about the Veterans Project. It's a project that goes on to support veterans who want to tell their story, and it's a major program that goes on. And Mike's going to show you this video real quick. So here we go. Hit the volume, Mike.
Yeah, I was in Europe. I trained recruits, and I went to South Carolina, Laurinburg Maxton Army Air Base, and worked in base operations and worked in tech quarters.
Okay, we'll get all that.
Yeah, I went to Oglethorpe, Georgia.
Okay, we'll get all that down here.
Okay. I ended up in Paris.
We'll start off first. Today's date is
July the 16th.
Thank you. My name is Mike Serrano. We're with the Children's Coalition Incorporated in
West Palm Beach, Florida.
West Palm Beach, Florida. Thank you. And we are currently at Harbor Place in Port St. Lucie
Correct.
with Ava Appin.
All right, so guys, hey, right down below. Hey, Mike, just put it back up real quick. Hey, that's the email address you need to go to the URL to go ahead and donate. It doesn't come to Embrace Power. We support them also. It goes directly to the foundation to support the veterans that are volunteering to tell the stories of other veterans, and so we keep the legacy alive as these veterans go forward. So, Mike, what's going on in Tampa, man? How's everything going? I heard the Lightning.
I know I saw that game, man. That game was a pretty good game, but fucking lost. But anyway,
I know we lost. I mean, but what was the problem, man? I mean, they got back in it, and then
look, I'm not a hockey fanatic or anything, but I do watch the home team. Younger guys, older guys. I don't know.
Like, you watch baseball, so are the Rays doing anything?
No, Yankees, go Rays. I mean, Rays are doing something. But Rays always do this, and then we flutter. I'm just like the Buccaneers. I mean, I'm telling you, man. But anyway.
Right. Yeah, so, as I was over here in my travels, there was different things going on. So I did learn a new sport while I was here, and the sport was called soccer golf. And so I ran into a dear friend of mine, Felix, who was on the golf course today. If you got the video, Felix is a very good soccer player. Actually, was playing like Division III, heading to Division II, and he blew out his knee. But his wife was beating him on this day, and I had to interview him and ask him what the hell's going on.
Come here.
So, Felix, how does it feel to be losing to your wife in soccer, man, considering she's never played?
Fantastic. I'm so proud of her. It's fantastic.
He's such a great sport. We're out there, and it was freaking 95 degrees. It was burning up hot. But it was the first time I'd ever seen anything like it. They had this huge golf course. You kick the ball through it just like you play golf. You get on the tee box. You have to kick it, though. And we were playing it. And trust me, it is not that easy. And there's multiple obstacles out there. So it is a great, probably something really great to play, to develop and build in the local hometown of a golf city like Kansas City, Tampa, where there's a lot of players that people go out and play golf. So it was a unique, and the course is 18 holes, but it is really cool. Then I was down in Bavaria, man. And there's just so many cool things down in Bavaria to see. I was in Munich, the train station, rock and roll. Hey, man, you can't make it up. It's like you will always see something strange or different in the train station, and just in loving Europe. But the one thing I like about it is seeing the amount of teenagers just traveling freely throughout. Oh, yeah, you can stop right there. That's Hans and Gluck. So if you are ever in Europe, that's the place to go eat. That place rocks. It has all kind of cool burgers and even vegetarian. Man, it's just an awesome place to be. Yeah. So I've been having a good time in Europe, man. Been having a good time, man. Getting out and about.
Nobody's having fun. Look at this. Somebody's having a good time while we're sitting here in Florida.
Well, hold up now. It's been about 95 degrees, and it's been really hot. Today it also hit to like 60 degrees today. So today's actually been a cold day here in Europe. Up here in northern Central Europe. So I'm in Rheinland-Pfalz area. So it's actually been a little colder. So I had a good time today, got out a little bit. The pizza in Europe, you can't beat it. The best in the world. I hate to say it, it's carb central, and I love the apple strudel, the pizza. Just it all rocks. So my whole thing is now, I allow a lot of people to ask me about, so what about Ukraine? It's been interesting, and it was interesting to sit down and just see the different dynamics in Europe right now with Ukraine and the challenges that we face as a nation. And it kind of makes you reflect on some of the challenges that we have in the United States, and you're just hoping that at some point we can compromise and bring some things together, regardless if it's Roe versus Wade, if it's gun control, all these different entities that are happening. Because, me and you, we don't really get on the political side house. We really don't care, but we do realize that we need to be positive. We need to reshape the world. And then my heart goes out to everybody 4th of July weekend in the United States. That's gut-wrenching when I heard about that. And the father and the mother that shielded their child, man, that is the ultimate sacrifice, any parent, to protect their child, and that's some challenges, Mike. And, I wonder if, from your sense, do you think the United States needs to kind of do some soul searching, brother?
Yeah, they do, man. It's just going on continuously. I don't know what they're trying to prove either, but they're proving that they're going to be locked up for a while, but it just doesn't make sense. And they do. And we what's funny you said that is I was watching NBC News today, or CNBC, because the stock was, fluctuating.
You and your stocks.
Yeah, I'm a stock guy. Anyway, they said that we are losing a lot of soul searching. We need to start, reiterating, restructuring of who we really are. We're a freedom country and all that, but this gun thing is just getting out of control.
No. What's funny is I actually had a couple of people that are gun owners that are good friends of mine literally said, even they said at some point, even them are saying, hey, we need to really relook at our gun control and really look at what's really important. And I always go back and tell them that no matter how you want to reshape this or what the rhetoric is, regardless of our constitution and all things, at the end of the day, human life is the most precious resource we have. The blood and treasure. And children are the most sacred entity of any society. And when we're in a position where we can't protect the children, then we really definitely need to go back and this isn't 1776. So we really got to go back and look at some things. And that's not knock on either side. It's just as adults, we got to be adults.
Yeah, I mean, and they give us we're our protectors. Once we reach a certain age and have children, we are the one who have to protect them. And right now,
the struggle is real.
It's all right now, and it's sad. That's really is sad because we want to promise them that we're going to protect them, but when bullets are flying and anybody can get an AR-15, so forth and so on, but a simple little, he hasn't been in jail, whatever, it's
No, I absolutely, because we both have kids, and you definitely know, the struggle. One of the other things I found interesting that was happening this week that I saw in the news was our overall support in general as a nation, that we kind of need to look at a lot of things internally about ourselves and where we need to be going. The reason we do such a good job with our podcast and our show is that we are always trying to look at the positive side and bring uplifting moments. And I looked at the amount of shows that are on that are challenging, as I use the term. And when you have 1 million likes on things that you see people getting hurt, or you see just a lot of a random craziness, and you wonder, okay, if this is so important to so many people, instead of content that matters, and you wonder why we were sitting here arguing over just like if something's blue or green, when we really should be saying, hey, we need to save the rhinos, we need to save the elephants. Oh yeah, we need to save Salt Lake. We need to save a few things out there that matter. Maybe I'm wrong, Mike. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that the other day. I was drinking some coffee and looking at CNBC, of course. That's what I watch. It's my forte. But
okay, I got you.
They're talking about way irrelevant stuff right now. It's like energy and gas. And I know it's an important subject, but we should fall down to the subject matter that's happening here. We're going to go to Mars. Really, dude? Let's take care of here.
We can fix it. Let's put about $80 billion into Detroit.
Yeah, Chicago,
wow.
New York is a mess. I have family out there. My Uncle Freddie was a retired correction officer. He's just like, it's crazy. He can't leave the house without his gun. It's just it's ridiculous.
It makes no sense. Well, they were showing Detroit today, and this is what kind of blew my mind about Detroit was that homeowners were overcharged their state income tax, their housing tax for their house, and the government foreclosed on their houses. When they came back this year, they found out that they were overcharged, and so the families have already lost their homes, and they literally the government goes back and says, "Yo, man, we messed up. However, je ne sais pas, we can't fix it," and so they're still homeless. I mean, who? In your right mind, the first thing you want to do is for your society, for your people, is say, look, we're broke. Let's go back to the federal government. Let's get some money. And then let's go ahead and say, look, we got to get these people back in homes that we should have never kicked them out of. We need to renovate the homes that and look, we need to make this right. That's in my world. That's leadership.
Yeah.
That's leadership.
Yeah, the leadership to me, I mean, I'm not a retired military or the
Yes, nothing to do with it.
But I am an American citizen, and I do have my opinion, but I think the leadership is falling a little short. I think they're out of touch. It's a lot of out-of-touch leadership going on here, thinking about the wrong things, and it's just putting patches in a lot of situations. And
right.
I feeling like that, like the Mars things and, the gas prices. We have reserves here up the yin-yang where, we shouldn't be paying $6, $5 of gas. I mean, come on. Not even I leave the house, and I like to go out.
Well, you know what? The whole thing about it in society is that everybody wants to argue. Here's the thing: if you do something right for the American people, hold on, let me try to say this again. Just do something right for the American people. Why are we so concerned on who gets the credit? I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of like it's like our company we're running. We work as a team, and everybody's in trying to make something positive out of nothing. And I don't understand why that can't can't rise to the next level of leadership in the country and say, okay, gas prices are high. How do we get them down? But and I'm not going to get on this because let me be very clear. If you made a lot of money and you earned it legitimately by hard working, more power to you. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. So, but in the same breath, I say this is, but everyone doesn't need to be suffering if everybody can't afford it. It's a problem when you realize that like 30 or 40% of your society can't afford something. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, that's true. But like they say, greed. That's why a lot of companies right now, stocks going down because they're greedy. They overstock. They overshot thinking that this COVID is going to last forever. But then they didn't think about they were secure. Everybody's getting their shots, whatever, blase. But now it's greed. Right. Now they overbought. Now what you're going to do with stuff.
Right. And you're right. There's excess stuff. Oh, I got a solution. Why don't we give some of that to Africa and help them out?
There you go.
Just saying.
They got to make that money back, and that's the problem. I mean, my opinion.
No, that's true. That's true. As we said, though, if we're founded on a value system of helping thy neighbor, as the American mantra is, then our neighbors are the global neighbors. Now, we didn't vote to become a global power. It ended up being that way through society. But we have an obligation as a group, as a positive manner of people to fix it. We talk about it all the time. So I'll ask you this question, and it goes back to look at Puerto Rico. What's the recovery for Puerto Rico, Mike? When you really look at Puerto Rico, think about that.
Yes, and that's funny fact you said. We just talked about that. The real estate, there's empty houses. There's a lot of just still destruction. It's still messed up over there. Right. And people are still struggling over there. They're trying to work it, but it's supposed to be part of us. Ain't nothing happening.
Yeah, but one thing that we don't talk about is the missing people.
Yeah.
And in America, it's like, X amount of people are missing from that last hurricane. Je ne sais pas. At some point, we got to start really looking internally and looking past ourselves into what affects other people. And I don't know where we ended up getting here, because I remember in the 70s and 80s, people actually really still cared about their neighborhoods to some degree. But as, gangs and other things moved into neighborhoods, we've lost a sense of caring about our neighbor. We're more worried about, look what they got, not what you need.
I'm a CEO. Let me make my bonus. Let me take my trips, and which is fine, but clean up the mess while you're here and while you hold the position. And there's another topic. There's a lot of CCOs, and I'm not knocking anybody who's a CEO or anything like that, but they're getting overpaid to do nothing. It's like they're running around like a chicken without a head right now. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know why their stock's going down. They don't know why their people are leaving their jobs and stuff like that. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. It's just in one ear, right out the other. Go tell your mama. Go tell your father. If you're a hip hop head, you know what's up.
Hey, so you bring up the CEOs, and it's a great point. Is Colin Powell said, when people stop bringing you problems, then you're not leading. So a lot of people today, even in small businesses, they don't want the lower manager, middle manager guys don't want to hear what the problems are. So, and when you bring a problem to them, it becomes a stalemate, the confirmation bias thing. Everybody's on the man. I don't see a problem. Everything looks fine to me. And you look around and you go, yeah, man, the house is burning. Brother, I'm not here to try to be.
They don't want to get burned. See, that's the problem. They don't want to get burned by the person who's keeping an eye on them. I noticed that, and it's like, okay, well, I know it's burning, but what happens if I speak up too much or I do something about it? I might not get that bonus once again.
Right. Or you may not be the guy on the receiving end of the next job promotion. Yeah. So, and those are some of the things that, I'm looking at our society that we just got to clean up. As you start going forward, and as we start going forward on different things, we're going to bring people on the show that are going to start addressing some of these tougher issues in America. Now, one thing is everybody needs to know, me and Mike don't do politics, because we don't do politics or religion. And here's the reason why, guys. And I know a lot of you guys are like, why don't you guys touch on this or touch on that? Is because one, is we're not a toxic show. The next thing is we're not going to go down the road of several other shows talking about women this or women that. We're not going down that road because we realize the hypersensitivity, and one, it's just not our style. You know.
Too many platforms already have that. We're good.
Right. So just understand is that we're gonna have comedians on here. We're a variety show, right, Mike? We're variety.
Yeah, we are country variety. I mean, comedian, CEOs, leadership across Australia. What's up, Gustavo? You know, and stuff.
That's right. Muscle Vodka. We got Gustavo. We had Sarah Hurley. We have
Christina,
Marlena Echo,
Christina.
Yeah, all these different people that make a difference in what they're doing, and we're just always looking to make something positive to make the world a better place, and that's just how we go. And like that. So, Mike,
man, you need to come back. We got a lot of business to take care of, man.
I am, man. Hey, yo, and just make sure, you subscribe, make sure you like, and make sure you join the team because we're always about embracing the power. And with that being said, hey, Mike from Europe, it's been a blast, man. A great conversation. As always, I have to say, keep it rolling.